that is available to us tonight is to say, have somebody move to make a short-term, 9-month loan to the county, pending county approval. And I don't necessarily know that that's the best idea. I personally have some hesitations that if the 4B can't make bond payments, the city of Glen Rose is going to be responsible for those, and potentially increasing the ad valorem tax to cover that difference. And I don't want people coming to me saying you're responsible for increasing the ad valorem tax, although I may be.
Well,
anyway.
but if you did it on a short-term loan, $80,000 over the next 9 months,
right.
You're not going to be in a deficit
right.
9 months from now. That's why I'm saying I'm just looking at this just as a short-term bridge deal to get from point A to point D.
Yeah.
We're committed to this show, and I think that we have to do something. But I'm 5 or 10 year payback. I mean, my money.
And so I guess what I'm saying is the motion can be to offer the county a 9-10 month loan, and then they have the option to say yes, we'll do this, or no, we won't. If they say no, we won't, we're back where we are.
Can we offer them two things? Because if they can take the loan, we'll take the loan. If they can't take the loan, they can take option B, which is they pay us back out of receipts. Because they would legally may not be able to take the loan.
I don't know that I'm.
When's
the
I
next
like that
commissioners
option.
meeting?
Sir?
Do you know when the next commissioners court is? They have it today.
Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah. They'll have one almost every.
If we're just going back
every
and forth
week.
meetings, then we just.
Next Monday is the regular meeting.
Well, I would like to make a motion that the 4B Economic Development Corporation makes a loan to the county in the amount of $80,000 for the provision of RV spaces at the expo to be paid back on a short-term loan within the next 9 to 10, 12 months. Well, let's get more specific. Within the next 10 months.
And before we vote, I'd just like to say that there's so many things that's unturned right now, and there's so many people that we haven't talked to, and as far as the other RV park owners, and there's failed to be an application turned in like we requested anyway, that those are things we need to consider before we accept this motion.
Let me ask one thing though. I can't be at the next commissioners meeting. Is there anybody on the board who would be willing to go and?
Daryl, you and I?
Yeah, I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that.
I would like one of you gentlemen to go with me.
Okay.
But if you could commit, I would certainly appreciate that. Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second? Okay. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay. I like the motion, and I'm in favor of giving a second here, but I do want to bring, I like the idea of really making sure that the local RV owners have a say in this and a final say. I like that idea. So we need to include that into the motion some way. And I'm not sure how
I would amend the motion then to add at the end of it that prior to cutting any final check is that we have one more meeting and invite the RV owners to express their views. Now, having said that, Metro, so that's the end of the motion, but having said that, we have had a public meeting, we had notice of a public hearing where they were invited, where the community was invited to express their concerns, and we're having a meeting again tonight. So there has been opportunity for the owners, but we can have one more before we cut the check.
I agree. We have had the open meetings, but I want to make sure that we are very clear that our focus is community driven, that we're certainly wanting to involve all business owners, and certainly give them every opportunity. With that being said, I will second that motion.
I have a motion and a second.
Conley, would you just reread the motion for me, please? Just so I understand it completely.
Daryl Best.
Okay, let me just want to state it. Okay, you got it? Okay.
Well, I was saying Daryl Best made a motion for $80,000 loan to the county as a short-term loan be repaid in the next 10 months. And he amended that motion to include RV owners in the next meeting, just for one last chance to express themselves.
Prior to any check being cut.
What?
Prior to any check being cut.
Mike, you did an excellent job on that.
Okay. And
Mike, or, I mean, what's your comments at this point?
I think that would be a very reasonable way to approach this, and I think the court could tell you their intentions, and they've been very specific about not competing with local RV park people. And we would take that to heart, and we would only allow people in there who are there for that show at the venue, and not people who are just passing through, and so there'll be no competition there. I think the disconnect, if there is one, is that many RV people think that if we don't have spots on the site, and I'm just echoing what Billy and Rodeo Queen, everybody says, if they will leave there and go to the RVs, well, they won't on that one. They're going to stay on the lot for that particular show. So we'll be very careful, very circumspect, and not allowing people to stay there if they're not part of the show that's there.
And you're stating that they will be participants in the show and not just spectators.
Well, and not just spectators, they would either be in the show or they would have someone who's in the show. I think if we get down to saying whether they come with grandma or mom or whoever, that's a different thing. But we will not, at least it would be my recommendation to the court, that we don't let people who just want to come to the show and watch the show stay there, because they can go where they want to, or they can stay on the lot. What we're talking about is making us accommodating for the larger shows where so many people have the horse trailers and they bring and stay like that.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 4-2. Oakdale Park update and business plan. I'm sure I'll do it. I'd asked Billy to come, and he is actually out of town right now. He has kind of headed this up and worked with some of the plan developers. What I would like to do, and I was looking at my calendar earlier, is have a meeting. If I can get all the parties and so I was looking at Saturday morning, the 17th. Ideally for not more than about 2 hours to discuss with the developers and the group that was initially appointed. And kind of get everybody in the same room, because I don't think anybody has been in the same room yet. As far as construction, I know they continue to remodel the buildings.